Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Vintage Cube draft. Today, I think we'll be starting with an Urza's Saga, as that seems to be the pick that's going to keep me the most open. I can play this in the most decks and have it be good. I kind of want to avoid green. I just forced Storm, so I have no need to pick a pack 1, pick 1 Mind's Desire. Wormcoil Engine's fun. Otherwise, I would just take Fixing, but Saga seems really good, so we'll take Saga. Okay, let's see. There's a land tax, there's a Thalia, there's a Rakdos Signet, a Relic of Progenitus. We saw that Relic of Progenitus was actually pretty good recently. I kind of want to take Thalia. Suspicious Stowaway or Thieving Skydiver. They're both pretty good, like, tempo blue cards, but I mean, Thalia is one of the best cards in this cube, especially if we get a Mox of some kind and can play her on turn 1. Okay, there's a Ragavan, there's a Time Spiral, there's a Porcelain Legionnaire. I really like Ragavan for any sort of aggressive deck. We could completely play Boros, like Boros Fun Police. Makes artifact tokens specifically to synergize with Saga, which will also fix our mana. The other option is like Palace Jailer or Porcelain Legionnaire, both of which are good, but one of them will definitely wheel. I think I'm going to take the Ragavan. There's a Miscalc, a Daze, Containment Priest, Dismember. Could have had a pretty sweet blue deck just taking blue cards. It seems like blue might be open this draft. Blue-white is actually a deck, and it's a pretty good deck. Generally, you play it when you have, like, Time Walk, and you just play aggressive creatures and use Time Walk as a way to, like, just swing a whole bunch of extra damage. I could take Lotus Petal. That does technically enable a turn 1 Thalia, but Lotus Petal is almost strictly a combo card. I think I'm going to take Miscalc here. And we'll see what happens. I don't know that I'm going to be playing blue, but I just think that was one of the better cards in that pack. I really like Chandra. I really like Char. It looks like there's not too many red cards coming around, so red might be getting cut some. But I think Ragavan, Thalia, Urza's Saga, Chandra is the start of a deck. Start of a decent deck. Esper Sentinel is pretty good. Taxing your opponent's plays to draw cards is nice. We could, like, drop almost all of this, take Sulfuric Vortex, and attempt to be really aggressive. We have a pretty decent start for a deck like that. Vortex is really strong. Esper Sentinel is also strong. But they're strong in different ways, and the decks want different things. I think since I took Chandra, I'm going to take Sulfuric Vortex. We'll see what happens. Also, when I say Fun Police, I mean, like, when everyone wants to play, like, Vintage Cube or Legacy Cube, they always want to play, like, oh, I want to be casting Ponders, I want to be playing Jace the Mind Sculptor and brainstorming, and, like, I want to be drawing all these cards and casting all these spells, and Fun Police is just like, you don't get to play any spells, I get to blow up all of your lands. Like, it's, you know, it's really policing the fun. Let's see, so out of this pack I could take an Elspeth Resplendent, which I'm not super thrilled about. Otherwise I could take General Ferris Rockrick. If we get, like, Lightning Helix and Manamorphose, he gets really good. Expressive Iteration is really strong. I could potentially be playing, like, Is It Tempo? There's a Repeal, a Monastery Mentor, and an Incinerate. Repeal is really, really strong if you have a blue Mox, specifically. Mox Sapphire. It's also a pretty good spell. Alternatively, we can just take Burn, and Burn is pretty good. Yeah, I'll take an Incinerate. Like, there's a world where we just play mono-red with a bunch of burn spells, and all of these kind of go by the wayside here. Red doesn't seem super open, but we're getting really good red cards, so we'll see. Student Warfare is not bad. It's better in mono-white. So I'm going to take Sacred Foundry because that does fix for Thalia. I do want a powerful 0 or 1 mana artifact for Urza's Saga. If I don't really have any artifacts, I may not play Saga at all, unless I have, like, a reason to play it specifically, like I want to get Delirium. I think I'm going to take Unholy Heat over Land Tax. Land Tax, really good, but Unholy Heat, I think we're just going to want to play like some creature removal burn. Relic's good, but probably not in a deck like this. Palace Jailer or Porcelain Legionnaire. Porcelain Legionnaire I can play in any deck because I can just pay the Phyrexian mana cost and make it a 2-drop. So I'm going to take that over Palace Jailer. Containment Priest, Mizium Mortars. Priest is a decent creature. It was kind of bugged the last time we played it because it didn't exile a reflection of Kiki Jiki when it entered the battlefield. I'm going to take Mizium Mortars just for that reason. Alright, we'll take an Intrepid Adversary, which we'll play if we're playing white. I'll take a Mana Flare, but we're not playing Mana Flare. This is not a Mana Flare deck. And Elspeth Resplendent comes all the way around. This is the maybe pile at the moment. Like, we got a good start to an aggressive red, possibly red-white deck. I think this is an Eidolon deck. The deck that I am building is an Eidolon of the Great Revel deck. This card is like incredibly good against a lot of the Storm decks, and taxes control pretty hard, and is in general an all-around solid card. I'm going to take Strip Mine here. Kiki Jiki is alright. Ravages of War is fine for top end. Wooded Foothills, fetch a Sacred Foundry, but Strip Mine is just really, really strong. Okay, Faithless Looting, Hazoret the Fervent. Hazoret is the most mono-red of these cards. Duretti is more specifically like an artifact-y planeswalker than like a mono-red support card. Faithless Looting is good in mono-red, specifically with prowess creatures, which we are not seeing, so they're either in pack 3 or someone else is probably taking them. I'm going to take Hazoret, though. Yeah, there's not much else in this pack I'm considering. There's a Lightning Helix, so we could... Oh, I didn't take Rockrick, did I? Did I take Rockrick? I did not take Rockrick. Okay. So there's a Lightning Helix. There's another Mountain Plains in Jetmir's Garden. I could take a Batterskull, but I think I'll take a Helix. I do have a Sacred Foundry. Young Pyro's pretty good. Kolaghan's Command is also really good, as is Adanto Vanguard. But if we get like a couple more burn spells, Young Pyro becomes like very good. So there's a Fiery Islet, a Hollowed Fountain, and an Abrade. Abrade does like double duty as both a removal spell and a artifact destruction spell. And artifact destruction in this cube is very, very good. Sword of Fire and Ice is also playable, as is Fiery Islet, as just like a sack land. I still haven't gotten any cheap artifacts for Urza's Saga. I think I'm going to take the Abrade. Oh, Jite and Stoneforge Mystic. And I really doubt Stoneforge Mystic wheels. I'm going to take Jite, though. We're a little light on creatures, but this card is just... I don't understand why this is, what, 9th pick, 6th pick, whatever this is. There's just... Nobody respects this card right now, so I'm going to. Manamorphose is good if we get the prowess creatures. I don't really see us playing anything else in this pack. Splinter Twin. I did see a Pestermite, but I did not take it. I would probably not play Disenchant Silverblade Paladin or Lion's Eye Diamond. Winds of Abandon is removal. Ravages of War would be good in this deck. So I'll take a Ravages of War. I probably will play it. Faithless Looting is decent. Not really playing any of these cards. I guess I'll put a Pyretic Ritual in the sideboard. I'm a little creature light, so I'm going to take an Adanto Vanguard. And I guess Council's Judgment. Circle of Dreams Druid can go into the sideboard. I'm actually going to move these out of the sideboard so they're not messing up my creature counts and stuff. I really need to pick dudes. I only have 5 creatures. Okay, so there's a Mox Diamond, there's Grim Lavamancer, and Chain Lightning. If I take Mox Diamond, Thalia becomes way more playable. Chain Lightning, on the other hand, is a Bolt, and Bolts are good. I'm going to take the Mox Diamond, because there's no real dudes in this pack I'm considering. Hopefully Grim Lavamancer wheels. But that's a card I can get off of Saga. Voltaic Visionary is a dude, so I'll probably take Voltaic Visionary. Cathar Commando is good. Maybe I am playing white. I'm going to take the Visionary, though, for now. Because I would like to stay mono-red at this point if I could. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to, though. In that case, I will take the Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. I think that card's really good. Rabblemaster is really good. So is Giver of Runes, but Rabblemaster is a dude factory, in addition to being a really powerful dude. Inspiring Vantage is really good. Embereth Shieldbreaker and Vryn Wingmare, one of those should come around. Vryn Wingmare is basically Thalia but flying. So, Inspiring Vantage, though, I will take. And I am playing Thalia at this point. I'm probably a Danto Vanguard in the Adversary. Soulfire Grandmaster is pretty strong, giving your burn spells lifelink. It itself is a lifelinking dude. I think I would rather have Glorybringer for top end, though, because exerting Glorybringer to kill something and just having like a 5-mana 4/4 flying haste to close out the game is good. Like, you don't even have to exert. Wandering Emperor has been really strong every time I've seen it cast. I don't know that I have enough fixing to make a double white spell work. Same with Gideon. I think because of the amount of burn spells I have, Abbot is better. Goblin Bombardment really only synergizes with Young Pyro. Otherwise, I think I would take that higher, maybe. I don't know. Planeswalkers are really good. I guess I do have Ragavan and Mox Diamond. Alright, we'll take Wandering Emperor. Bone Crusher Giant. This is not really a Nahiri deck. I already have an Armageddon. I need dudes. Bone Crusher is a dude and a burn spell. It's really good. It's probably not a balanced deck. I will take Grim Lavamancer. I think for this deck it's better than Adeline. Probably. But, yeah, I'll take Lavaman. Cathar Commando or Resto. We don't really have a lot of stuff that gets flicker value. We have nothing that gets flicker value, it seems. So I'm going to take Cathar Commando. Like, Resto's pretty solid, but I'll take Big Gids. Giver Runes came around, great. Wall of Omens in the sideboard, I guess. Nobody respects Bazaar. Pack 3, final 2 picks. Bazaar of Baghdad. And we get a Goblin Bombardment, which we're probably not playing. Okay. Let's build a deck. Mox Diamond is not a land. It has to be played instead of a land. We did not get any of like the 1-mana prowess creatures. Mortars cannot go face. So I'll bring it in if we encounter a lot of 4 toughness things. I really wish we had gotten that Stoneforge Mystic, but Stoneforge Mystic and Jitte were in the same pack. Had I had Sword of Fire and Ice, I would have considered taking Stoneforge Mystic. I know that was just before that pick, but we're probably not playing Biggest Chad. Let's see. I need to cut 4 cards, and they probably mainly need to be non-creature spells. Manamorphose actually is pretty useful for helping to fix our mana and just get through our deck a little bit quicker with like Wandering Emperor and stuff. So I'm a little bit hesitant to actually cut it. Faithless Looting is nice because once we get to like 4 lands, we can just start sandbagging lands to get through our deck faster. Unholy Heat cannot go face, but we really only have Lightning Helix and Incinerate to be able to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to drop Unholy Heat. Abrade, Incinerate, Lightning Helix, that can all stay. I like our Planeswalkers. I may not need this Armageddon. But like if you resolve a Planeswalker and then cast Armageddon, you're probably going to win. Let's see, our only artifacts are Mox Diamond, Ragavan Treasures, and Jite. Is that enough to oh, and Porcelain Legionnaire. Is that enough to justify Saga? I think so. Saga is a really powerful card. I need to drop 3 more cards. Our curve is really low, too, with the exception of like our Planeswalkers and Glorybringer. I'm going to cut the Ravages of War. Maybe I shouldn't. I really have to figure out how I'm going to make room for this stuff. I could probably cut a 2-drop. What is my worst 2-drop? It might be Young Pyro, but I actually have a decent number of instants and sorceries. And I have a couple more I could bring in if I had to. Oh my goodness, I'm suddenly yawning a whole bunch. That's not good. I guess I'll cut Manamorphose. And maybe I'll cut Faithless Looting. I think those cards lose value without prowess creatures. So that gives me 7, 8 white sources. Oh gosh. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. Let's be the fun police and say no one can have any fun. I'll see you guys in round 1. Alrighty, round 1, we're on the play, and I'm gonna keep. We got a pretty good curve. We can go Lavamancer into Jite into Rabblemaster. That should be pretty good. Alright, Lava Man. Opponent untaps, they play a Botanical Sanctum. We untap. We draw planes, and our curve gets better. So we're going to attack for 1. I'm going to go with the Adanto Vanguard over the Jite just to develop board presence a little bit faster. Vanguard is very difficult to answer without exile removal, of which there's plenty in this cube, but... Okay, opponent plays a Caryatid. We draw the Wandering Emperor. Let's go Rabblemaster. Make a Hasty Goblin. Swing with everybody. Okay, opponent chumps, or I mean just blocks the Grim Lavamancer. They're down to 15. And next turn we can play and equip Jite onto Adanto Vanguard, and that'll be really good. Opponent plays a Liliana, the Last Hope. So that is one of the few things that will actually kill an Adanto Vanguard. We draw an Incinerate. Incinerate is good. Let's play Jite. And I think I'm going to equip the... I'm going to equip a Goblin token. I guess I should have actually equipped the Lavamancer to play around Repeal, but... So we'll attack Liliana, opponent, opponent, opponent. And Rabbleman should be able to take down Liliana here. Okay. Jite gets counters. Opponent takes 3 damage. They're down to 12. We're still at 20. Pass the turn. Opponent Finale of Devastation, X3. It's probably for like a Rex Sage to deal with Jite, or a Night of Autumn. Either way, it will die to Jite if it is one of those. Courser of Crufix. Okay. Well, unfortunately for our opponent, Courser is definitely going to die. We're going to play a Porcelain Legionnaire and make another Hasty Goblin. Swing for the fences. Pump the Goblin token. Opponent goes to 1. 2 counters on Jite. And now Grim Lavamancer activation is lethal. Opponent plays a Survival of the Fittest. They ditch an Avenger of Zendikar and get Elishnorn. Do they have a way to cheat out Elishnorn? I'm terrified. Necromancy. Oh, Necromancy on Avenger of Zendikar. Okay. So they're Ramp Reanimator? I mean, unfortunately, they're still just dead. And I think they would be dead to us attacking, but... Get him, Lava Man. He's got that reach. Okay, so opponent is playing a ramp deck and a reanimatory deck. Does that mean... I think actually I will play Ravages of War in this matchup. Probably over... I think Cathar Commando. I may also want Mizium Mortars, but we'll see. Or Council's Judgment. Because I'm not sure how else I would deal with an Elishnorn. Elishnorn's pretty good, I heard. I will keep this. And I think to be mana efficient, I'm going to dash Ragavan on turn 2 rather than play out Ragavan on turn 1. Opponent has an Ignoble Hierarch. Or I can dash Ragavan on turn 1, and that's probably worth it. So play Mox Diamond, ditch Mountain, dash Ragavan, make a treasure. Opponent does not want to block with their guy. We exile a Windswept Heath, play Lavamancer, pass the turn, Ragavan goes back to hand. Opponent plays a Takanuma into a Courser of Kruphix. We draw an Adanto Vanguard. Play Plains. Play Adanto Vanguard. And I think I am going to play out Ragavan. Pass the turn. Opponent gains a life. I've got 4 mana. Play Ravenous Chupacabra, killing Ragavan. Okay. They do not attack. We draw planes, go to combat, attack for 3. Opponent's going to block with the Chupacabra. I am actually going to pay the 4 life here, despite my next play being kind of bad for this. Play a Mountain, play Sulfuric Vortex, pass the turn. And actually, I think on my opponent's upkeep, I'm going to take out the Ignoble Hierarch. Should have done this on my turn, but... So, opponent is about to draw a Recurring Nightmare, which does not bode well for us. They can pretty much continually recycle Chupacabra until they draw something. Oh, I should not be auto-yielded on the off chance I need to actually protect Adanto Vanguard. Not that I want to, considering I just played Sulfuric Vortex, but... So the Finale of Devastation X1. So they're going to shuffle Recurring Nightmare away. So they get a Noble Hierarch. They play a Godless Shrine tapped. They're drawing Sylvan Caryatid. We untap. We take damage. We draw Strip Mine. So Strip Mine, Godless Shrine. And then pass, I guess. I can't really attack into that Courser. Opponent has a Pelucranos. That is not good for my health. We take damage. We draw Porcelain Legionnaire. Play Porcelain Legionnaire. pass the turn. Opponent can Monstrosity 1 and, like, kill Legionnaire. Or kill Lavamancer. Opponent plays a Sakura Tribuilder. And a Caryatid. They do not attack. We draw Plains. This is pretty unfortunate. We can't really swing into a 5-5 or a 2-4. Opponent shuffles with Steve. Gets a Plains. They have a Swamp on top of their deck. They do not gain life from Courser. They take damage from Vortex. Birds of Paradise on top of their deck. They can Monstrosity to kill basically my whole board at this point. Well, we pay to make a Danto Vanguard indestructible after the Monstrous. We go down to 4. We draw Chandra. Chandra's not really going to do anything. Play Plains. Play Chandra. Uptick. Unfortunately, Ravages of War is a little late. Okay, so we're going on to game 3. I think I am going to bring in Unholy Heat just to, like, ping off a Dork. That might be better than Ravages. If we can just slow them down a little bit, we might actually stand a chance. If we can, like, clear the way for Ragavan or one of our 2-drops. Okay, I would like to play first. Here's where Mox Diamond is bad. I do have to mulligan that hand. Oh. Yeah, that's really not great. I think I am going to keep this, and I'm going to put back probably Voltaic Visionary. We need to top deck a land, and I'm going to lead on Mountain. This is the danger of playing Mox Diamond in a deck that doesn't have enough lands. Okay. Lead on Mountain. We have to pray we draw a land. If we don't, we're going to be in trouble. We want to play Young Pyro, probably into Lightning Helix. Okay. Saga is not going to do a lot for us here, so play Mox Diamond. Discard Saga. Play Young Pyro. Okay, opponent untaps. They play a Forest. We untap, we draw a Mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 2. And I guess to be mana efficient, we're going to actually just cast Porcelain Legionnaire. Next turn, if we happen to draw another land, we can Vanguard and Helix if it's a white land. Opponent plays a Nurturing Peatland. I have no idea what they kept if they're not doing anything for several turns. Black Lotus. Alright, never mind. My criticism of their keep is completely invalid. Just prime time? I'll be real sad if it's Kogla. Oh god. Whenever it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. That's pretty brutal. Okay, opponent blocks. We Lightning Helix to actually kill Koga. Hopefully they kept, you know, the rest of their hand just like doesn't work. It's just, let's pray. Nope. They have a Necromancy. Oh, that's so brutal. Oh. Alright, I guess we play in a Danto Vanguard. So things are not looking good. Hashtag less than ideal. Yep, there goes Mox Diamond. Does he have trample? He does not. I have never seen somebody play Kogula. Ever. Never in my life. So we're going to make a Danto Vanguard indestructible to take 3 less damage than we would otherwise. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's probably game. Okay. There goes a Danto Vanguard. I do not have Wrath of God. I guess if I draw Wandering Emperor, I could exile Kogla and stay alive. But Bone Crusher Giant is not that. Ouch. Well, we kept a sketchy hand. Opponent had Black Lotus. There's not much we can do. I'll see you guys in round 2. Alrighty, welcome to round 2. We got a bunch of good stuff and an Umezawa's Jite, so we are going to keep. You know, a Danto Vanguard wheeling a Jite is kind of terrifying when you think about it. I think I'm going to play a Plains just to avoid Wasteland and shock Sacred Foundry next turn. I also could, like, draw a basic Mountain. Opponent plays a Raugrin Triome. There's basic Mountain. Because of that, I'm actually going to play Thalia. Raugrin Triome tells me that they're probably a deck that is casting non-creature spells of some variety, like a control deck. If Thalia gets pathed, we can play 2 2-drops and then untap the turn after and play an equip Jite. Okay, opponent plays Chrome Mox for 1 mana, so it is mana neutral. They exile Gijin. We untap, we draw a Mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 2. I'm pretty sure if I immediately play and sack this Cathar Commando to deal with Chrome Mox, that counts as a 2-for-1. Because we got rid of Big Gideon and Chrome Mox. Opponent plays a Blooming Marsh and a 3-mana Selesnya Signet. We draw a Mox Diamond, which is now terrible. Play Sacred Foundry untapped, go to combat, attack for 2, play Adanto Vanguard and Voltaic Visionary, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Shelldock Isle. Okay, opponent plays a 4-mana Oblivion Ring to deal with the Adanto Vanguard. Alright. If we draw a land, we could play Jite. We didn't. So I think we're just going to attack for 5 and then play Sulfuric Vortex. Keep our opponent under pressure. If they've used Oblivion Ring, Vortex is going to be harder to answer. So opponent takes 2, goes to 9. They play a land, then pass. We take damage. Draw Young Pyro. Go to combat. Attack for 5. 6 mana. Opponent cycles a Shark Typhoon. Okay, they block the 3-1. We take 2. We play a Jite. Pass the turn. Opponent takes 2, they go to 5. So their life total is getting low. They play Elite Spellbinder, and they can take Mox Diamond or Young Pyro. They take Young Pyro. That makes sense. They attack us for 4. Go to 12. We untap, take 2, go to 10. We draw Intrepid Adversary. So let's equip Thalia with Jite. Go to combat. Get in for 2. Opponent has Swords to Plowshares. That's really not good for us. Play Intrepid Adversary. We cannot pay extra for the Anthem effect. Opponent takes 2, they go to 3. They can swing out, take us to 3, untap Sulfuric Vortex takes us to 1. But then they die to Intrepid Adversary attacking. So I don't think they can do that. Opponent probes. If they can't kill us here, we could draw a burn spell. We should still have Lightning Helix Incinerate. And that would win us the game on the spot. 5, 6 mana. Sun Titan getting back Chrome Mox. That stops them from dying to Adversary. We take 7. Go to 3. Sulfuric Vortex takes us to 1. We have 1 draw. And it's a mountain. Yeah, unfortunately, we are dead. Alright, on to game 2. Opponent... What are they playing? Opponent is a slower deck that... I'm gonna do the Ravages of War over... They did play a lot of artifacts for, like, ramp mana. So Cathar Commando, Abrade seems good. I'm gonna take out Lavamancer. Let's try it like this. Okay, I would like to play first. Giver Runes into Thalia into Jite seems good. So we will start Giver. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Tapland. And Chrome Mox. Exiling Sun Titan. We untap and draw Strip Mine. Yeah. Strip Mine. Attack for 1. Opponent plays a tap land. We draw Plains. Play Plains. Play Thalia. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Wall of Omens. Draws a card. Misses a land drop. That's huge. We draw Intrepid Adversary, so play a Mountain, play Jite. I could give Pro-White to Thalia and attack. It's probably just better to hold off, though, and protect Thalia from removal. Opponent scoops. Alright. Do we want Council's Judgment? Double white has not been difficult for us. I mean, I guess it has a little bit, but... Council's Judgment's pretty good. It might be better than Armageddon. Yeah, let's try that. Strip Mine is pretty messed up. We have no white mana. We're gonna mulligan that for actual plays. This is not bad. It's a turn 1 Voltaic Visionary, I guess. Into, like, Stomp. Incinerate. I guess I'm gonna put back Glorybringer? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, opponent mulligan to 6. We draw Plains. So, Inspiring Vantage, Mox Diamond. Get rid of a Plains. Play Voltaic Visionary. Opponent plays a Plains. And Bloodchief's Thirst to kill the Visionary. We draw Ragavan. So, play a Plains. Dash Ragavan. I did that because holding up Mox Diamond potentially lets us cast like a 2-drop that's off color here. We exile a Sea Chrome Coast, so pick up Ragavan, pass the turn. Opponent plays an Underground Sea into a Monastery Mentor. Opponent is going to probe us. So Mentor gets stomped. Okay, they get to see her hand. We untap and draw Eidolon. Most efficient use of our mana is, I think, to just play Bone Crusher here. Opponent untaps, they draw. They play an island. They play a History of Benalia. They make a knight. Then they pass. We draw Council's Judgment. So let's go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent does not block. And I guess we just cast Ragavan. Pass the turn. Opponent makes another knight. Coalition Relic, Prowess Trigger. Opponent goes to combat. They attack for 2. I think we just incinerate that knight. They're going to charge up Coalition Relic. We untap and draw a mountain. Let's see. History of Benalia making the knight bigger. It's not really the end of the world. We can just swing out here. I don't think opponent knows what's left in our hand. They might know about the Council's Judgment. No, I think they only knew about Incinerate Ragavan. Yeah, let's attack with both. So they initially double chumped, so they're going to trade and chump. Okay. Then we're going to play a mountain and Eidolon of the Great Revel. I suspect my opponent is going to, like, Sun Titan back History of Benalia. I could have Council's Judgment to take out the Coalition Relic, but that would only delay the inevitable, whereas Council's Judgment on an actual Sun Titan would answer it. Yep, there's Sun Titan. They get back History, make a knight, we untap, draw a mountain, so Council's Judgment, vote for Sun Titan, go to combat, attack for 4. It is not profitable for them to block, and they don't feel pressured to block. They go to 8. History of Benalia makes another knight. They play a Plains. They attack us for 2, that's fine. I'd like to draw a Planeswalker now. Opponent plays a Knight of Autumn. They take damage. They're probably going to gain life, though. Yep. Okay. So they net 2 life positive there. Charging up the Coalition Relic. We untap and draw Lightning Helix. So we go to combat. Swing with both. I guess I should have played Mountain to play around Mana Leak. The way it is right now, I can only play around Miscalc. So we're going to kill a knight, trade off Eidolon. Kill their guys, keep Bone Crusher. Opponent has Counterspell, they take damage off Eidolon. So we trade the board. And now opponent has 1 card in hand, we have nothing. They're at 8, we're at 14. If we can top deck like Chandra or the Wandering Emperor, we're fine. Versus most things they could have. That's a really good top deck. They bounce Mox Diamond, they get a redraw. Okay, they play a land. Okay, we draw Chad. And like the Chad that he is, he's going to make a knight. Okay, opponent charges up Coalition Relic. So they play Big Gideon and Taunt. If we animate Gideon, ally of Zendikar, and play Hazaret, we can actually swing and kill Gideon Jura. Otherwise, we take him to 1 and he can still taunt again. So... Alright, Gideon. It's time to go back in time and kill yourself before your past self becomes your present self. Something. I don't know. I could have also just emblemed Gideon, but... Okay, everybody attacking Gideon. Hazaret being indestructible is nice. Opponent drew a land. They upticked Fairy and die. Alright. On to round 3. Alrighty. We will be playing first. This is another hand that's like, it's very close to being good. But Mox Diamond is getting in the way. If we don't draw a land, this hand is actually terrible. Do we risk it? Like, if this was Mox Pearl or Mox Ruby, this hand would be so insane. And that is the difference. I got a mulligan. Okay, this hand is serviceable. I can work with this. We'll put back a Plains. We'll start with Mountain, Grim Lavamancer. Opponent, I'm going to start Forest, Uraga Tree Speaker. Okay, so we're going to offer the trade. Okay, they don't take it. So we're going to play an Inspiring Vantage and pass. We're going to wait for them to level up Tree Speaker and then stomp it. Okay. Opponent cracks Wooded Foothills for a Bayou and plays a Bitter Blossom. Alright. Stomp Tree Speaker. We untap. We draw Intrepid Adversary. Play Bone Crusher Giant. Attack our opponent for 1. And the next turn we can play and kick Intrepid Adversary so we can keep swinging with the team for a turn. Bitter Blossom puts our opponent on a clock. And if we draw Sulfuric Vortex, we really put them on a clock. We draw Young Pyro. So play Intrepid Adversary. Okay. Go to combat. Attack for 7. Okay, opponent blocks the Grim Lavamancer. Changes their mind. Blocks the Bone Crusher Giant. They take 2. Black-green, they're going to Infernal Grasp the Bone Crusher Giant, which deals 4 additional damage. If they lose 2 life for Infernal Grasp and 2 life for Bone Crusher Giant's targeting ability, they play a Swamp. We untap. We draw a Danto Vanguard. So go to combat. Opponent has an Assassin's Trophy. Sure. We get a Mountain. I feel like they could have waited for me to attack if they wanted to ambush that Lavamancer. So let's play a Danto Vanguard, play Eidolon of the Great Revel, and then just hold up Grim Lavamancer activation. Opponent untaps. They lose 1 life to Bitter Blossom. They cultivate, take 2 damage. Swamp and swamp. So burn them. We untap. Draw Urza's Saga. Play Urza's Saga. And play Young Pyro. And take some damage. Go to combat. And attack with the Vanguard. I will pay 4 life to protect it if they chump, and they do. So, opponent going to 1 fairy on board. They're going to 3 life this turn, which means they are now in Incinerate / Lightning Helix range. And that's good news for us. And they scoop. Alright. Well, we got game 1. What do we want to do for this deck? Is there anything? We might want a Council's Judgment. What would it be better than? Nah, let's just run it back. I think we're fine. This hand has like no action. I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this is way better. I'm gonna put back Young Pyro. And if we just rip like land off the top, it'll be even better than it already is. Looks like opponent might be doing some Reanimator shenanigans. So we're going to start with Sacred Foundry tapped, pass the turn. Opponent Verdant Catacombs, fetching up a Bayou. Into a Dark Confidant, alright. They did not attack for 1, interesting. We draw the Wandering Emperor. Play Inspiring Vantage, play a Danto Vanguard. Pass the turn. Alright, Bob, do some work for us, please. Opponent hits a Skull Clamp. That's a lot of cards. That is a way to kill off Bob as well. Okay, opponent plays a Swamp and a Skull Clamp. I think they just immediately clamp Bob, right? Like, maybe you attack with him first, but... They play Una's Prowler. blocking is not worth 4 life there. If we get to 4 mana, we'll have the Wandering Emperor for like a big reanimation thing going on. Play Rabble Master. Make a Goblin. Attack. Opponent's going to take 4. Sure. Pass the turn. Bob flips Uraga Tree Speaker. Opponent plays a Forest. Infernal Grasps Rabble Master. Seems reasonable. Plays Tree Speaker. And clamps Putrid Imp without swinging with it first. Okay, so opponent missed a damage. And they attack us for 5. That's fine. We'll take 5. Go to 14. We untap and draw Mox Diamond. Play a Plains. Play Intrepid Adversary. Pay white, white. I'm mainly doing this so I don't have to pay life to keep a Danto Vanguard alive. And we're just going to swing and be aggressive. We have a Chandra for like some draw power if things go late. We have Wandering Emperor if they reanimate something big. Okay, Dark Confidant reveals Assassin's Trophy. Now, if they're going to use Assassin's Trophy, they'll hit Intrepid Adversary with it, which will open up Chandra and Wandering Emperor to like an open lane. Opponent clamps Confidant, draws 2 more cards. I can't believe they ever thought this was a good card. Like this was an okay card. It's obviously a very good card, but I can't believe they thought this was an okay card to print. It's just insane. Animate Dead, they're going to animate my Rabble Master. I mean, that gives them tokens. And they are Assassin's Trophying. Okay, they kill the adversary. Get a mountain. Opponent makes a Gobbo. They attack us for 1. We untap and draw Ragavan. That's tempting, but I think I'm just going to cast Ragavan. We are going to attack with our Vanguard here. Opponent is willing to trade. I will pay the life. And then I'm going to just cast a Ragavan. And we're going to flash in the Wandering Emperor this turn. Okay, they're going to Skull Clamp a Goblin, draw some cards. Opponent has 8 cards in hand. It's a lot. They're going to ditch Massacre Worm. That'd be a lot of life lost. This is a 6/5, so it's not something that Chandra can easily kill. Makeshift Mannequin. Whenever this becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Okay, we're losing 6 life to this. And we're losing our board. That hurts. And we're clamping again. Okay. So on our opponent's end step, we flash in the Wandering Emperor. If they had attacked, I would have discarded Mox Diamond to prevent the damage. Man, Planeswalkers with flash. that feels really strong. Even if they have, like, medium abilities. We're going to make a Samurai. We draw a Mountain. So, uptick to kill Massacre Worm. Play a Mountain. Play Chandra. Uptick Chandra. We cannot cast a Plains, so we deal 2 damage. Hit them for 2. We're at 3, but they also have 3 life, and we have 2 active Planeswalkers. Necromancy Massacre Worm again? Oh gosh, okay. That's painful. We go to 1. I really need to draw a burn spell. Just like any burn spell that can go face. So like not a braid. Because we can take them to 1 with Chandra. They clamp their Mystic and draw 2 cards. They play a Llanowar Elves. We untap. We draw a Braid. So what can I actually do here? I can uptick, try and hit a burn spell. There's 2 in our deck. If I hit one, that can go face. So there's a 1 in like 12.5 chance, 2 in 25 chance that I could kill them on the spot. Otherwise, I have to downtick Chandra, hit Massacre Worm, a Braid Massacre Worm to kill Massacre Worm, and then make a 2/2 blocker. Which, if they have a 3rd reanimation spell, and I have no doubt that they do, we die to Massacre Worm. Yeah, I don't like it, but I think that's what I gotta do. The one time I was wishing a Braid was Lightning Strike. Make a Samurai. Pass the turn. Yeah, I did not want to go for broke there. Okay, opponent untaps. They play a Forest. Is this... Please. Please, just don't. Not a 3rd Massacre Worm. Anything but a 3rd Massacre Worm. No! We're gonna die to a Llanowar Elf. Oh, man. Just like... Well, now I have to draw a card. I have to draw a card and see if it was a burn spell or not. Oh! We should have upticked Chandra! Alright, I think we're going to game 3 here. Massacre Worm? I guess I want a Council's Judgment so that doesn't happen again. What is it better than, though? I could see myself in different circumstances of braiding a Skull Clamp because, oh my gosh. We're gonna get rid of... I kind of want to get rid of Mox Diamond, to be honest. Mox Diamond has been causing nothing but problems, but I'm not gonna do that. I get rid of Young Pyro. Let's go. I'll play first. Yeah. Yeah, I can work with this. We will keep. This is turn 2 Eidolon, turn 3 Goblin Rabblemaster, turn 4 Saga Token. Hopefully we draw a land to go get Mox to discard to Mox. But Jite is very good against their deck. Eidolon seems very good against their deck. Okay. Play a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs. They fetch, go to 19, get a Bayou, and they play an Elf. We untap and draw a completely uncastable Council's Judgment. Play Eidolon, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a Swamp. This might be an Infernal Grasp. Bitter Blossom. Okay, Jite lines really well against Bitter Blossom. They could have cast Blood Chief's Thirst to take 2 less damage first. Not really sure why they didn't. Play Rabblemaster. So the opponent took 2 unnecessary damage there. We hit them for 1. Okay, we really need to top deck a land, like, super bad. Opponent gets a Fairy Rogue. They Infernal Grasp Rabblemaster and attack us for 1. Opponent appears to be stuck on 2 mana. We untap, we draw a mountain. Saga ticks up to 2. Yeah, we're going for the Jite play here. Because it's so powerful. Like, we can take out an elf. Okay, GT gets counters. We kill an elf to deny them a mana. Opponent untaps, loses a life, gets a fairy rogue. They play a forest. They play a putrid imp. And they play an Una's Prowler. Okay. Well, we will kill the Prowler. We need to draw land for Saga to actually get Mox Diamond. They discard Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. That's intimidating. We draw the Wandering Emperor. I can make a token, but it's much better to play Chandra here. I can get Mox Diamond, but that literally just puts it in the grave. I mean, it's a horrible top deck, so actually I am going to do that. Then play Chandra. Uptick for damage. We will not be playing Adanto Vanguard past the turn. Okay, opponent loses a life, gets a fairy. And they attack Chandra for 2. They could discard to Threshold to increase this thing's power by 1. They did not. So, uptick for mana. Play Porcelain Legionnaire. Equip GT. Pass the turn. Opponent loses a life. Gets a fairy. Opponent discards Archon of Cruelty. They have enough flying power to kill Chandra, which is bad news for us. They do not attack. Okay, we draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Uptick Chandra. No, I don't really want to cast Lavamancer. I'm just going to do the damage now. Attack with Legionnaire. Okay, opponent blocks with Fairy Rogues. It doesn't have Trample, it has First Strike. Okay. Pass the turn. I should have technically played out Hazaret there, but... Yeah, I think opponent misplayed by skipping through a combat step. I think they were supposed to kill Chandra. Okay, opponent goes to combat, passes. We untap. Draw a mountain. Uptick Chandra. We can't cast a mountain. Kill the Fairy Rogue. They're dead to Bitter Blossom on their own upkeep. Unless they can gain life at instant speed, which I highly doubt. Fatal Push. Okay. It does work. Play a mountain. Play a Hazaret. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Bitter Blossom trigger. And we got there. Alright. Greatness at any cost. Alright, well, if you guys have been enjoying this iteration of Vintage Cube, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream on Sundays usually. Still a lot of chaos at the time of this recording, so not too sure what else I can say. You're all wonderful human beings. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!